Alright, folks, as promised, I'm doing my live review of round 21 in the AFL ladder 2019 on Friday night, the 9th of August, at the UNSW Canberra Oval between the Giants and the Hawks. The Hawks came out victorious 85-29, absolutely hammered the Giants. But I think the main talking point for anyone this weekend. Hi, mate, how's it going? The main talking point for anyone. Alright, Ian, how's it going, mate? Just doing a review. Giants versus Hawks right now. We're on the first game. This was Friday night. But the main. Alright, boss, how's it going? So, as I was saying, the main talking point about this game was the snow. I think it's possibly the first ever time in an AFL game that there's ever been snow. It has happened in rugby league in Canberra as well, I think once or twice, maybe even hailstones they've had. But you got smashed. Oh no, mate, I only got two wrong, so I don't know. Thought you were doing the same as me, but anyway, that's understandable. It did finish 85-29 to the Hawks. They were pretty good. Who did I say? I put down some key players for the weekend. Did I not write anybody down for the Hawks? No, I've not actually wrote down anybody for the Hawks. I must have forgot to do that, but it being the Friday night game, but it won't matter. Good performance for them anyway. It puts them from 12th into 11th, and the Giants have now dropped from 5th into 6th spot. So they should be safe anyway, the Giants. I can't see them. No matter what happens now, they'll still be in the top 8, but the Hawks are hunting for it, aren't they? You know what I mean? So, as I say though, good win there for them. They've really needed that. So, on to Saturday then, it was Melbourne, the Demons versus Collingwood, the Magpies, at the MCG. Both Melbourne clubs, so I don't imagine anybody's really got an advantage there. I did predict a Collingwood win, and that's what happened. They won 70-53. My main performers for Collingwood were Pendlebury and Sidebottom. I thought they were both magnificent. For the Hawks over there, yes, mate, that's exactly. And you know what he did? These players stand out. My head's when I'm thinking that many players right now of each game, the ones that I've watched. I never got watching them all live. I have seen highlights. I've not seen all the highlights. I never managed to get to watch the last game, but I'll get to that. That was between obviously the Eagles and the Crows today. Just literally finished. I never got to see it, so I was just kind of watching some of the commentary stuff coming through. But anyway, Collingwood won 70-53. That jumps them over the Giants into 5th again. They needed this win, Collingwood. And to be honest, Collingwood are suffering from not having many players to pick from. So, pretty good win. I know it was probably expected to beat Melbourne, but that's now 5 straight defeats for Melbourne. They're down where they belong this season, as far as I'm concerned. From what I've watched them, they are a bottom 2-3 side, based on their form this year. So 5 losses in a row pretty much is a fair enough thing. Now Collingwood's now in 3 wins and 5, so they're finding a little bit of form now. So as I say, that win jumps them into 5th spot. I'll get to that, Tony, but I never, as I say, I never seen the game, so thanks for your honesty there. But sometimes when the scoreline doesn't reflect the game, it does show you sometimes that good teams just find ways of winning. And that's how you win things at the end of the day. When you're not playing well, it's those games where you're not playing well and you still manage to get the victory. That's what wins championships. So, I'll get to the scoreline anyway, of course, but as I say, I'll have to watch the highlights of that one later. I did get a couple of stats down. What's happening, mate, for everybody that's joining? Thanks very much for joining. So we're on to the power now. What a result this was. I mean, the Swans haven't been playing great by any stretch of the imagination. 5 straight defeats going into it. But a brilliant scoreline for the Power. It was at the Adelaide Oval. The Power really needed a scoreline, and they also need to get the percentages up. So this was a magnificent result. 103-56. Fantastic. It doesn't change the position of the Swans. They still remain in 15th, but the Power have jumped the fiercest city rivals, the Crows, into 8th spot now. Can they hold on to it being the main question? 2 games to go. It's going to be absolutely outstanding. Dylan, mate, thanks very much. The donation there from Dylan. Thank you very much, mate. Greatly appreciated as always. A huge supporter of the channel. Really, really appreciate that. Every time I see that blue light, I go, it takes me back. It catches the whole screen. I don't know what it's like on your end, but it knocks me off my track. Thanks very much, mate. You know that I greatly appreciate your support every week with all the stuff you do for us. Really, really great stuff, mate. But brilliant result for your team, Port Adelaide, getting you back in 8th. I know your bets never came in, or mine that you put on for me, but at the end of the day, I suppose you want to see your team win, and that's the most important thing for you. Regardless of any bets you might get up, you want to see the power. As a true supporter of a footy club, you would rather they did well than you get your bet up. That's the way I would be anyway. But on to the next game, the Lions versus the Suns. I think I said on my predictions that I think that the Lions will probably win 120 to 50. I did think the Lions had a little bit more of a scoreline in them, and they did actually do it. I never said it, but I did think they could probably get over 120. They've managed to get an unbelievable scoreline. They were fantastic. The Suns at times, you just feel that they're... I mean, obviously, it finished 144-53, so I was very close from a prediction. They stay rock bottom at the end of the day, but the Lions with that win and the percentages have got themselves back into second spot, which is absolutely fantastic for them. I think they finished second bottom on the ladder. All right, everyone that's joining, really appreciate you joining the live stream. Thanks very much. So the Lions, I think that's 8 straight wins now. Fantastic. Coming second bottom last year to now second from the top. And they really could finish before the knockouts, before the finals in top spot. That would be fantastic to see for such a young side. You can't help but thinking Lockie Neal, his involvement. There's so many good players on the team. I don't just like mentioning one, but sometimes you have to. The guy's an absolute gun. He's incredible to watch. But some amazing performances in there. He wasn't even my performer for the Lions. It was Charlie Cameron. Unbelievable. I think he kicked 6 off memory. 6 goals. I think that's a personal best for him. So congratulations to Charlie Cameron, who... It was an absolute delight to watch. Some of the goals he scored as well, snapshots as well. He just has it all with the left foot and the right foot. He can kick. He's one of the complete footy players up the top. A real magician at times as well. He really gets you excited. That's what I like about him. But brilliant result for the Lions anyway. 144-53. On to Essendon. Now, for me, this was probably... I wouldn't say it was a shock win, but the result itself was a shock. Not the actual fact that they've won the Bulldogs. Check this out for a scoreline. 33 to the Bombers. To the Bulldogs, 137. They've beaten them by 104 points. It is absolutely outstanding. A player I enjoyed. I watched the highlights there because I never got this game live. Naughton stood out. Naughton has been making some fantastic marks there. Really clever, intelligent footy player. I don't know if he necessarily gets the credit for how good he is. Usually players like Bontempelli and McRae are getting credit. For anybody that's watching any of my reviews of games, you'll always hear me mentioning Naughton. I really rate him as a footy player. I think he's fantastic. Not too sure off the top of my head how many he actually kicked on the day, but to win by 104 points is a thing of sheer beauty. But the main stat to take away from this game was the Bulldogs kicked 21 goals in a row. I think it's a record. I don't know if it's an AFL record or if it's just a Bulldogs record, but I did read it was some form of record, so congratulations for the Bulldogs. And in actual fact, for anyone who doesn't know, the Bulldogs beat Essendon at the weekend in every front. Their women's beat them, and I think, is it the Victorian League or something where the junior teams play? They beat them there as well, so it was a clean sweep for the Bulldogs against Essendon. Essendon remain in 7th, but really by the skin of their teeth now. Teams like Port, the Crows, the Bulldogs could potentially get in there. Obviously, Port's in there now. They've dropped out, but Essendon aren't holding on to 7th spot very strongly, are they? So you could have quite a bit of a shift in that 7th, 8th spot over the next couple of weeks. The Bulldogs could do it. I'm really excited to see if they could. I tipped them for getting in there. I actually thought the Adelaide teams, when I predicted it a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, that the Adelaide teams wouldn't make it. I'm kind of changing that feeling now. I don't think the Crows are going to get it. I do think their city rivals, the Port, are going to get it. But Essendon might drop out. That's two losses in a row from a team that were going for 6 wins in a row. But that was an absolute demolition. Let's not make no mistake about this. Incredible stuff. But Bulldogs could do it. I'm, as I say, really heating up these next 2 weeks. It's incredible. I was getting told there through Facebook that it's maybe not been quite as exciting, the battle for top 8. I've picked probably one of the best years to start following the sport, and I can't argue with that. I mean, obviously I don't know what the battles have been like coming into top 8, but I don't think it's been, from what I've been led to believe, as competitive for 7th and 8th spot in years. So really, really good stuff. It just shows you the level of competition throughout this sport. It's an unbelievable sport. And the Bulldogs are showing you why. Not the only team, of course, every team in there, but that result there, I mean, nobody predicted that kind of victory. But I did predict the Bulldogs when I had something in my gut and in my head telling me the Bulldogs lost and Essendon lost last week. But if you were looking at the 5 games before that, I just felt that Essendon kind of clawed their way through kind of battled their way to victory. It wasn't necessarily fantastic victories by Essendon over the 5 weeks that they won. They were comeback victories, not huge comebacks, but they had to battle for the win. So sometimes stats can blind you from what's actually happening, and I think that way too. I don't like to just use stats. Of course, what I'm doing, I rely on some stats, but I also like to use my brain, my own things, my own thoughts and opinions. And I just thought the way Essendon were playing, there was times they weren't very convincing, but the Bulldogs play really good stuff and don't get results. And I had that gut feeling, Bulldogs will go and do this. So I put them down for it, and I was right. But I wasn't predicting that, so magnificent. That was my game of the weekend. Shock game of the weekend. Some great talking points like the snow and everything. It's been great level of entertainment this weekend. So on to Geelong. They really needed a win. Their form's win-loss this last 6 or 7 weeks. They lost last week, so if you're going by that, you're going to predict a win. I did predict the win for this. North Melbourne. Do you know what? I think this is their lowest ever points for North Melbourne. Correct me if I'm wrong, any North fans there. Is this, I don't know if I read it or I heard a commentator say it, is this their lowest points tally ever or for some time? 14 points to 69. Really poor scoring from North anyway. But Geelong needed this. Rest assured, they really needed this win to keep themselves at top. I know top place doesn't really matter because you're going into finals and anybody can win when it gets to finals, but you want to go into that in top spot, and you also want to go into that with wins, and they've needed that, and it was a convincing win if you go by the scoreline. They've got good players at Geelong. They're just not doing it. They've really been blown hot and cold, but they've got the win anyway. That's the most important thing. They were at home for that, so that helped. I seen the crowd. I wanted to mention the Lions, and I never. The crowd at the Gabba was absolutely sensational. People are calling them bandwagoners. It's not me. It's just stuff I'm reading all over AFL platforms, the media outlets, pages and stuff. A lot of Lions fans that haven't been going leading up to where they are now, jumping on the bandwagon, and the stadium's now packed, whereas it might not have been at the start of the year. But that's what happens in all sports. Let's be honest here. I'm a true supporter. If I was living in Scotland and still near the stadium, I would be at every home game and probably most away games like I used to do. So for me, it was always, I went anyway, regardless if we won, drew or lost. It didn't matter. I went to the games. But for Lions fans, that's what they're getting accused of. At the end of the day, they're playing really, really, really good football, and they deserve to be where they are. But that was the end of Saturday. The Geelong one was the end of Saturday, and we're on to Sunday, today's fixtures. I've seen the St Kilda one, Dockers one had already started. Dockers were leading for quite a while, weren't they? I predicted the Dockers for a win. I just had a feeling that they would do it. And when I was looking at the scoreline, I was checking the scoreline constantly. I thought, oh, I'm getting this one right. I'm only going to get possibly one wrong this weekend. But St Kilda battled back in the last quarter and got the victory through Bruce. He kicked that last goal. Well done, right, Mark. Go Centres. But Bruce is another player, for anybody that's following the channel. Saints have got some individuals that really do deserve credit. As a team this year, they've probably not been that great, especially for a neutral. Saints fans are bound to be frustrated. But for a neutral like myself, it's not a team that they're really entertaining to watch. But there is individuals that I've got to give credit for. And Bruce always seems to be the guy that done it. So it's quite good to see him getting his dessert, his just rewards for all the hard work that he's been doing. And, getting the winning goal for him, for a personal point of view, is fantastic. He deserves it. I don't know how well he's performed throughout the ladder as I joined it. I can't remember what round we were in. Was it round 11 when I started watching from? Maybe round 10. But, he's been a player that I've enjoyed anyway. Saints won 72-69 at the Marvel. Great victory for them. Fantastic for them. I mean, they actually drop a place this weekend. Go up a place from 14th to 13th. They're kind of out of it, I would say. The Dockers are now 10th and 12th. I think these two teams, their aim now will try and finish the season strong. I don't think they're going to get top 8 either. I don't know if St Kilda still can. I'm not sure. Never actually mathematically worked it out. I'm not sure if they can. You'd have to help me out with that. I don't think they will, though. I think they're a little bit too far behind it. But do you know what? Just finish your last 2 games strong and give your fans something to cheer about. And go and yourself. You can get a bit of pride about yourself. Digging out wins. For your own personal point of view as well. It's always good. You play for the badge on the chest and the fans in the stadium. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So the game that I did see today from the start was Richmond-Carlton. I was really, really excited about this one. 2 teams that are playing some really good footy over the last, Richmond's been playing over like 6 or 7 wins going into this. They've been playing some really good handball and stuff. The rain wasn't taking time to come out of the heavens today. It was really coming down hard. The ground was saturated. You could tell by the players' arms. They were covered in muck when they were rolling around. It wasn't a high-scoring game. It was quite entertaining for the fact that it was an old mucky sort of affair. Big hits. And you know what? The 2 sets of teams never held back. They really went at it, hammer and tong with each other. When there was a sort of big tackle, they pinned each other down and really got into it. And I loved that. They were playing with a bit of passion. Not really like Richmond do play with passion, but Richmond like to play a handballing game. The weather probably suited Richmond because of that. If you're playing a kicking game, it's really hard to play a kicking game in such wet conditions. It probably favours a handballing team. But Carlton weren't bad today. Richmond just showed their class. They won 67-45. Although in the last quarter, Carlton managed to get about 3 or 4 goals off memory. I didn't write all my stuff down. I just watched it. Couldn't be bothered writing the stats. Wanted to watch it and give them a full roundup and add a little bit more about the game. Some great performers. I think Lynch is a great forward, isn't he? Stack's always good. Prestia's been good recently. But I wrote down my main man, I think, in that game. Let me see. Tigers. Graham, I think he kicked maybe 4 goals today. He was fantastic. Check out his personal stats today, but he was brilliant. Really enjoyed his performance. And congratulations to Richmond. That win has kept them in 4th spot. I think that's 7 straight wins now. They really are looking like a team to beat. The team to beat even. Them or the Lions. I mean, the form is fantastic. And you know what? That's what you want. You want momentum. You want wins on your side going into... I know it can throw up anything when you get into knockout footy and you're in the finals. The occasion might get the better of them mentally. They've been and done it. That's probably what they've got in their favour over the other informed team, the Lions. That they've been and done it before, where the Lions are actually in uncharted waters. They've not actually experienced this really as a team. So do you know what? Just go in with no fear. Just show it no fear and back yourself and believe in yourself. That's what I say about the Lions, because they're a really, really strong footy team. Anyway, I was keeping a close eye on this game. I couldn't get it live, which I was really disappointed about because it was two big teams, the Eagles and the Crows. There was a comment made about the scoreline probably flattered the Eagles' performance, and I made a comment back saying, well, sometimes when you're not playing well, all that matters is getting the victory, and that's what the Eagles have managed to do here. It finished 90-80. I think there was a bit of a push on from the commentary and the things that I was reading in the last quarter and half-ish, last end of the third and the fourth quarter from the Crows. A bit of a resurgency in the. Could they have done it? I don't know how close it was. You would probably have to tell me, anybody that watched the game. The Eagles dropped a place down to the Lions' victory. I think it would be down to percentages because they're all in the same points. It was at the Optus Stadium in Perth. But I've wrote down a couple of players from this game, from the stats. I had to do the stats because I didn't get to watch the game. Shuey and Gaff and Shuey, whatever, take your pick. I think Shuey's stats from an Eagles point of view were fantastic, but the player on the field of play, going by stats, you could contradict me if you like. I don't mind. I've never seen it. Is Crouch for the Crows. Listen to this: 23 kicks, 20 handballs, 43 disposals, 8 marks, 4 tackles, no goals, no behinds. But what an individual performance he must have had today. I would presume by those stats he's probably. What about Fogarty? Tell me, mate. Tell me. I don't know if I've not seen many live games today. Give me a little bit of news on him. What you made of his performance stats wise. As I say, I have been out the last couple of days, so I've been watching the highlights, but haven't been managing to watch as many live games. I've seen Friday night. I've seen the Friday night, obviously more famous for the snow. Collingwood's game, fantastic. 5 and only 19. Did I write them down? I never wrote them down. Apologies for that. I must have overlooked that stat actually. So apologies for that. Thanks very much for telling me that. I will get to watch some of the highlights I've missed, as I said. I've only seen some. I've seen the Powers highlights. Great win there. Seen a couple of games. Anyway, just throw out a few names of players that I've said. And obviously you can add Fogarty into there now. Players that I've watched and games that I've watched that I liked. And highlights that I've watched who stood out. Naughton for the Bulldogs. Pendlebury was great. So was Sidebottom. Graham for the Tigers, really good performance, strong performance. Charlie Cameron for the Lions. Rosie for the Power, absolutely fantastic. I just mentioned Crouch, Shuey and Gaff. Obviously, you've mentioned Fogarty, so we'll put him in there as well. But honestly, the Footy is not in 19. Wow, I didn't know he was 19. Do you know... He's one of the players that I just think that goes under the radar somehow. I don't know. It's a player I just keep saying I like because every time I watch him, he just does things. He must just play it the way I like to see it being played, the game. But for 19 years old, that guy can only get better. He could be he is definitely one to watch. Like Duursma, Rosie, and players like that there. So many other ones as well to mention. But do you know what I mean? Like Sydney Stack. He is definitely one that should be mentioned in there as well. There was other good performers for the Bulldogs. McRae is always solid. McRae is one of the most consistent players in the AFL. I don't know. I've not checked out the stats overall. I know Treloar is absolutely bossing it in terms of disposals. Cameron is holding on to the Coleman just. Obviously, he missed a game. He got a goal at the weekend. Ben Brown never scored any. I think Tom Lynch has got a couple, so he's closing the gap a little bit. For a personal point of view, obviously personal. Dunkley was best on the ground. He had a great performance as well. I see it in the highlights. No, the game. Wait a second. Yes, I saw the highlights. The highlights, not the game. I was just thinking, the Bulldogs, Dunkley, he did play well as well from the highlights, but 21 goals in a row. Is that an AFL record or is it just a Bulldogs record? Because I did read record, but for 21 goals in a row, that level of execution of your striking to goal is like whether it's a snapshot, a goal from the pocket, just the way they went about. They lost the early goal, the Bulldogs. Can't remember who scored for Essendon straight away. Can't remember, but it doesn't really matter. And then hit a right bit of goals. Essendon got a couple, but the 21 goals in a row, no behinds, I think, at that point is absolutely outstanding. Bulldogs record. It's a Bulldogs record. Oh, thanks very much for clearing that one up. 23 straight last year. I mean, that is superb. From what I've watched, I mean, I don't know if that's kicking in today's time. So if that's a record, that just goes to show. I always give credit to the old school players, but maybe they relied heavily on individual players back in the day to kick constant goals. I don't know. They were always trying to get it to their main man. Maybe nowadays the goals are being spread out across the team a lot better. So that's why you're seeing some people that maybe aren't as confident at kicking, missing some standard shots where they should probably score, like some set shots, and you think, what's happened there? There has been a couple, though, in fairness, where there's been close shots and you've actually seen the wind blow it away. So sometimes you can be a bit critical of people getting behinds. You can get blinded by stats. Sometimes just stay away from stats and you've got to see what's happened. Like one of the games that I mentioned, it was 2-19. Some kicks were bad, some kicks never made the distance, but sometimes taking into consideration the elements, and I mean this weekend's footy, the elements have been a big problem, haven't they? Playing in some serious snow coming down, the rain was coming down heavy, some really soggy surfaces to play on, but you know what, I love that, it's old school sort of footy. Players are covered in mud. They're fighting for the ball. It's not sometimes the most attractive footy being on display, but there's still passion there. That game there, though, in the mud there between the Tigers and Carlton was fantastic. It wasn't a very high-scoring game by any stretch of the imagination. 67-45 is actually like half-time type scorelines, really. Not a full-time scoreline, but as I say, it was a good physical affair, and that's what it's all about. So that's pretty much my roundup of the weekend. I don't think I'll be doing a huge chat as I've got my family visiting from Scotland and England. Hi Peter, how's it going, mate? My main patron, Peter George, on the Don's channel. Thanks very much, mate, for joining. You've just missed it, so you're probably going to have to watch it back. I'm going to go over now one little thing I want to share with you all, and it's because I've sourced a supplier for our merchandise. So merchandise there'll be images available to the merchandise. There'll be caps, baseball caps available. Hi Leanne, you've just missed the live stream. Peter and Leanne, two of my main supporters of the channel over the last while. Great to have you on the live chat. Price of caps in the Australian dollars. Nice question. I don't know. I would have to just do it on Google and see what the conversion rate is. I mean, we're not going to split hairs over $1 or so each way. Do you know what I mean? We'll round it down. But I've got to take into consideration your postage and packaging, because it's so when I'm doing the prices, I've really got to think about posting anything to anyone that wants anything to Australia, so it's not hitting your pockets very hard. That's a bit of a worry for me. I don't like to charge so much where you're going to be like, hold on a minute here, I'm paying what for a hat when you include postage and packaging? But obviously I'm not a big business. I've got to try and work it out for the hat or the jumper or the hoodie or whatever itself, then the embroidery, then the packaging to post it in, and then send it and stuff. So I will obviously keep it as affordable for our Australian support as possible. But anybody local, I don't mind just paying. They can pay full cost, because it cuts out the delivery. Because I need to be able to buy more stock and to help the channel grow. So at the start, we'll probably do it more closer to cost price for me, what I'm paying, little profit. But it's just for the fun of it. I want to get the channel growing, and any little help there will help grow, i.e. the stock, and also the money going into helping book our flights, because that's going into a separate account as well, so there'll be 2 different accounts for that. It's just a new project that we've got going. It's been quite a busy week for me behind the scenes. That's why there's been no reactions. I did mention to Leanne about it. I think Leanne, you'd made a comment to me about, oh, am I asking for too many requests? No, not at all. Keep the requests coming. You'll never hear me complain about getting requests. Requests are good because you know what sort of videos people like watching. You're giving me a request to react to it, and then ultimately it's helping the channel grow. So it's actually a positive thing, you giving me requests. It's just getting the merchandise stuff, getting the logo designed. I actually designed that logo myself, and I'm not a computer whiz kid. I just like the idea of just plain initials embroidered on a hoodie or a hat or a jumper or a long sleeve. But one thing on this, I can from the supplier and the embroiderer, I can get you any style of baseball cap you want, and they start from kind of basic prices up. So it all depends on what type of style you want, what they're going to cost. But I can source any type of hat. I don't really personally like the gangster type high ones at the front. Some people like that today, so if you want one of them, I can get you them. I can get you a Velcro back strap one. I can get you Flex Fit. I'm actually getting a Flex Fit one for myself. It should be here by Wednesday, so I can show you some images of hoodies. I'm getting 2 hoodies. I've already got an order for a hoodie. A couple of hats are sold already. Somebody actually wanted a long sleeve t-shirt. I haven't actually inquired about that yet because the boy's going to an Arsenal. Show you the mullet. That's how the mullet's going so far, Tony, mate. I have to get it tidied up a little bit soon to make it stand out a little bit. So I'm looking at it. I can probably get any type of merchandise you want through the guy that I'm using, and I'll keep it as affordable for anyone that wants Don's channel merchandise. I'll try my hardest to keep it as affordable as possible, and particularly for the people who are, thanks very much, somebody said you're in for a cap. GM, I'm not too sure what your, GM Bulldogs, thank you, mate. I'm not sure what your first name is. I know that you're, I know you anyway through Twitter, but I think it's Gary, isn't it? You did tell me that off the top of my head. It's quite hard because I'm remembering people individually through my social media. I try my hardest to remember everyone and talk to people on social media as well, because I really value our support. Glenn, apologies, mate. I knew it was Glenn. I'm just trying to freaking remember names. I'm usually average at best with names as it is, but I really do try and pride myself. There's Claire as well. There's another one of our supporters from near enough day one doing the AFL as well. So there's a lot of people here in the live stream that are, and James as well. There's a lot of people that I know your names when you pop up on the live stream, and I try my hardest to keep it as keep in contact with as many as possible through all platforms. I pride myself in that, and that will never change on the channel. So going forward, that's how I always want to be. Even if it gets big, try my hardest to talk to people. Who knows? I mean, it's a nice tight group just now of supporters that we've got in the AFL, and I'm absolutely loving it. Every single day, I really am enjoying the AFL talk, and you know, I'll never take it for granted your support. But if it does grow and there does get more numbers and I'm getting more people talking to me from social media, it might take a little bit more time to get back to you, but I promise I'll try as hard as I can to always get back to people as individuals, because I really pride myself in that, and our channel as a family channel. That's what we want to do. Love the game. Bulldogs, Leanne, absolutely outstanding. I called that as the game of the weekend. Probably the shock, not the fact that they won, but the scoreline's a shock. 21 goals in a row, incredible from the Bulldogs, and I know that they've possessed the quality. I'm delighted for them that they've managed to show it in a scoreline against a good side in the Bombers, and they deserve it. As I say, they've got the quality there. They can do it on their day. Even when they get beat, they've got quality, and they you know, your team Collingwood, I think they played well against Collingwood, but they came out they got beat really on the day, but I still thought they were actually pretty good for a win that day if they did win. So that's the merchandise thing. I just wanted to say that live, because sometimes when you write stuff, it gets missed in your posts. So whoever's mentioned about baseball caps, I have ordered 10 just to see what they're like. 10 plain black ones. It's going to come with white embroidery and our brand new channel logo with a silver trim round the letters, because I think it makes the letters stand out. You'll see them on Wednesday. I'll wear them. I'll possibly do a short video to show you the merchandise. One of the hoodies I'm getting for myself. I'm buying myself one, and I'm buying myself a flex fit type hat. That's the ones that are just elasticy. They have no back bit, no strap or anything, or no poppers or the clip or anything like that. So that's just a flex fit. They're a little bit more expensive. I think they're about £3 sterling, so $5 or $6 more expensive than the black hats that I've got. I think off the top of my head, so that would probably be a little bit more expensive if you wanted one of them. But I'll show you the two hats. I've got the black one, which is a plain Velcro strap at the back with that embroidery, and it's the same colour of embroidery I'm doing on all the items that I've got right now for a couple of my customers that I've already got, and the stuff that I'm buying for myself. But I had a little thought to myself. I'm going to start doing AFL themed stuff. I've got a couple of ideas in relation to the Don's channel. My love of certain things. You might already know what I really love about this sport, but I've had ideas about what I want to do for kind of personalised Don's channel. I'm excited about this. Don's channel, AFL themed merchandise, but keeping it cool, try and get cool designs, but they'll roll out in the future. Hopefully not too long. See how the stock starts to move a little bit, and then we'll look into doing some stuff like that. But there's going to be some cool stuff. If you like our channel for certain reasons on certain things that I like in the game, you might like a couple of these ideas I've got coming up. But I was going to mention, so Leanne, we've got a Collingwood supporter, we've got a Bulldogs supporter, we've got Eagles supporters here, we've got Port Adelaide supporters, we've got loads of different teams here talking right now. I was thinking, if you do want personalised merchandise, what I can do is you can pick any colour, any style of hat. You can pick any colour of hoodie, zippy. I'm personally getting a zippy one in your own size. I can get you it all. But I was thinking with the badge, you could probably get it in the colours of your footy team. So if you're black and white, as I say, Collingwood, I'm just reading some of the comments there. Crows supporters, you would probably want red, yellow, blue kind of thing. So you could maybe get a blue type, just for example, a hoodie. I'm not saying that's what you want to get, but if you're a Crows supporter, you could get like a royal blue hoodie or a navy blue hoodie, sorry, with the red lettering and a yellow trim around the letters. That might be nice. And then it's personalised to your footy club, but Don's channel merchandise. Just little ideas I've had. So, good banter anyway. I just wanted to tell you that. Thanks very much. There's Glenn coming in now. Other people that are Australian. PDX Smoke. I've never actually seen you before. You're an Australian. Thanks very much for joining our live stream. I don't know if you've watched any of our stuff before, but you're very welcome to the channel anyway. And as I say, to other people who don't, probably go back and check out Evan. I don't know if you're talking about the merchandise, so thanks very much. I know Evan, you follow me on my social media platforms as well. If any of you are interested in that, you can direct message me there, and then it's easier. I can just get back to you directly and we can talk sizes, colours, whatever. If you want your personalised kind of footy team colours, we can do that. It's just ideas that I've had, but I'll show you. I know a picture paints 1,000 words. Wait till Wednesday. We'll get to see that. I'll show you the quality of the stuff. Thanks very much, mate. I really appreciate all that. These nice comments actually on that. It's something I'm kind of anxious about, because you don't want to try and force things on people, but it's a direction we do want to take the channel in. AFL themed stuff. It will ultimately help in our aim to get to Australia, and that's what I'm absolutely buzzing about. Oh, thanks very much, Claire and Glenn. Thank you. Really nice words there. Super Curry. Yeah, dear gent. But with club colours from the AFL, well, there you go. I mean, Super Curry. I'm not sure, mate, if you follow me on any of my social media platforms, but do check out. Don't put names on them. No, I won't put names. It'll just be my logo with the colours, no names. You don't. If you want a name, certainly I could get it done. I'll be building up a relationship with our embroiderer as well. So it's not going to be a problem. If there's a personal request, I can sort it. And I'll keep it as affordable as possible. Somebody mentioned about postage and packaging. I'm not too sure what that'll cost. I'll try and work out conversion rates. I'm sure conversion rates change daily, but it's always in and around a certain number. We'll round it down, not up, to the closest dollar or pound or whatever's easiest for you. Keep it affordable. And as I say, our club names, mate, I won't put club names on it unless you want it personally. You can do it. For you as an individual, that's not a problem. Around $30 to $50 postage. Is that for the items? That's how much it costs. So I don't know what that is in postage. It depends on your items, your weight, and your size of packaging. I was looking into ways to try and make the packaging smaller, like vacuum pack hoodies. Is that what it cost? I know you sent something, mate, and it's still not here yet. I'll probably come Monday, unless it's a bank holiday. It could be that. I thought that was actually quite steep in Australia for your postage. I sent something to Indonesia, but Malaysia. Sorry, it was a T-shirt, a mug, maybe another item, and it cost about £13 sterling. But that was a mug, so that was probably a little bit more weight. So we're looking at how we can make the package smaller and hopefully keep the weight down. But it'll ultimately depend on what you want to order for the merchandise. Maybe people might want a couple of items, so the weight will go up. It'll probably have to be something I'll have to work out on an individual basis for everyone. But I'm sure we use the Royal Mail here. I could check out courier companies and work them out and see who the best one is. Something I've not looked into yet, so I'll really do that. Hammer that over the next few days, and I can let you know when I show you the pictures roughly what it's going to cost to Australia. Obviously it's going to be give or take a couple of quid, but we won't worry too much about a couple of pounds. We'll round it down if that's the case, but I will take into consideration the price of the merchandise for our Australian support, because you'll have to pay postage and packaging, whereas it won't be as expensive for people closer to home, like family members or people not family members, friends of the channel from closer to home for me. They won't have to pay postage and packaging like that. So, we'll work it out that way. And if you are interested, direct message me. Wait till the images if you really want to. Coffee mugs, I did do a mug. The only thing with the mugs, Leanne, is just what I mentioned there. They do hold a little bit of weight. Actually, you might have seen me carrying my old Don's Channel mug. They're pretty cool, actually. I like that design on the mug. It's got a lot of colour and it's the Don's Channel. It's another logo I designed myself. But I didn't want it as an embroiderment. I wanted an embroidered badge as well. I was actually thinking about possibly having the lettering on the back of like a kind of shield type thing, or like a template backing with the T. Let me know what you think about that. But if people are wanting mugs, I can get mugs. Let me know what logo you want, my old logo or the new one. I think the old logo looks better because there's a lot of colour on it, and it might be pretty plain with the new lettering. I think the lettering would be better on clothing, hats and stuff. But it's just something, as I say, that we're rolling it out. I'll have some stock hopefully by Wednesday. I'll see it on Tuesday, but I won't have it finished, the few items that I've got. I'll have my own hoodie that I can show you what it looks like. I'll have my own flex fit hat, and I'll also have hats that I've got 10 available. I said we're going to work out about, £15 sterling a hat. I don't know what that is in dollars, but if the deliveries, I don't think a baseball cap being put down in a little package will cost too much to post, to be fair. If it's only a few pound, it shouldn't be too bad, but if it's going to be over £5 to £10 for a baseball cap, I'll put that price down on the hat then for everyone in Australia. But I'll work with everyone, as I say, because I don't like to rip anyone off. One note on the Guernseys, and I will only charge cost on Guernseys. I have not ordered them because the company wants me to order 10 in a row. A pack of 10. The Guernseys, I've got the design and I've got the logo, as you know. They've quoted me something in the region of it works out with postage and packaging about it's close to £50 actually. I couldn't believe it. With the embroiderment of the badge, the delivery, and the Guernsey itself, it was going to cost me about £45 to £50 before I even sent it anywhere. So it was going to work out about anybody asking, you can, Claire, sorry, I'm on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. You can private message me if you want anything. We can talk about any of the items you might be interested in. And as I say, if you want to wait till the images are out, not images, I'll also do a video of me wearing it. I'm not a great looking model, but anyway, I'll model it. I'll model it myself, or I'll put one on the children like a hat. They might look better in it than me, but we'll show a wee video so you can see all round the hats, how they're made and that, so you can see the quality of it. I haven't actually wore one yet, so I'll be seeing myself. Oh, you'd rather not? Well, price please for a baseball cap I think was £15, but I need to work out. I'm a size medium. I can wear medium, but I prefer a large. I just think a medium can sometimes be a little bit tight around my shoulders and my chest, but I'm a large, so you'll be able to see off me roughly what a large will look like for you, depending on your size. You maybe go, oh, well, I'm a medium, or I'm a large yourself, or an extra large, whatever you are. That might be easier to do. All right, so you're barely on that. Well, you can message me through this. It's just it makes it a lot more personal, like a private message for you. You can't do that on YouTube, which is a shame. My Facebook name is the Donfather, and then you use the handle at the Don's channel. If you go into this description below, if you go into the video right now, there's a description section below. Open it up, and there's a link. You just click on the link, and you can find me. And if you have Facebook, you can just like my page, and then you can private message me through that. If you're a large, I'm a circus tent. I don't know about that, mate, but at the end of the day, it's all good fun anyway. If you wanted something, it doesn't really matter. As I say, doesn't matter about your size. You can private message me about any of that stuff. So nobody knows your details or anything like that there, and it will be between us. So that's just the merchandise. I've rabbited on a little bit about the merchandise anyway. You always wear nice polos in your videos. You have good taste. Thanks very much, Tony. Yeah, I do like a polo shirt. That's another thing I can get. I've actually seen a lot of images of my embroiderer's quality. Really, really good quality in his embroiderment. So don't worry about that, actually. His embroidery skills are fantastic. He's got a real good setup there. And he does polo shirts. I've not ordered any polo shirts. Somebody's looking a long sleeve t-shirt. So there's other options. I'm sure you can do v-neck t-shirts, crew neck t-shirts, polo shirts. Any of that I can get. It'll probably be like a kind of standard t-shirt quality, like normal polo. What do you call that material? I don't know. Cotton? I don't know. Made from that, polyester or whatever it is, with the logo embroidered, but it's good quality embroiderment as well. So as I say, and you can get your colours to match your size that you need, and we'll work out prices to suit the Australian support as well. It'll be a little bit dearer for people here because at the end of the day I do need to make a little bit of profit to grow the stock, to expand the stock, but there you go anyway. So we'll work with you, and any personal requests, whatever way you want to contact us, you can. So that's a little bit about that. Our other websites as well that you can check out in the description section below. As I said, you can check it out. Claire, hopefully you found me there. Only on the Facebook page. You're talking to Claire. That's fair enough. So Leanne, I've talked to everyone who's on who's talking there, who knows about. I'll always message you back, Claire. So whenever you message, even if I don't see it right away, sometimes bang, bang, bang. I'm responding straight away when it comes, but I don't always check my phone. Search the Donfather on Facebook. The Donfather. It's actually a page. It's not a person as such. It's a page. Sorry for any confusion there. At the Don's channel. I know you do, Sean, and I'll tell you something. I will do it. My family's just visited, or just over right now, and we've been going to a music festival that's free here in the local area. It's a blues festival, so my family's over and we're going down to that. I haven't managed to do, obviously with the merchandise stuff happening this week, I've been really busy behind the scenes trying to get that right, and then the blues festival, my family here, but I will. What one? Just for you, Sean. I've got a couple from Leanne. I've got a couple of requests from other people as well. If you've got the Donfather Talks, that was Brains just popped in. The Blues Brother. Yes, I've been watching the Blues. I've actually posted some of it on Facebook. Some of the wee local. These are bands from all over the UK. They're just small bands, but they play here and it's free. You go around all the pubs and the restaurants, and they're in local public parks and areas as well. There's coffee vans put up. There's loads of stuff for the kids. Anybody drink Buckfast here, mate? Oz Clark, I've drank loads of Buckfast in my time. I can't drink it anymore, mate. I mean, wreck the hoosh juice. Buckfast is top quality produce, but I can't handle it anymore, mate. If somebody give me a drink, I'll take a swallow of it. I don't buy it that much anymore. Is Sana Tigon? I've never heard of that, mate. If wine similar, I couldn't tell you. It's a tonic wine. If it's a tonic wine, it could be. But it's nasty stuff, mate. It really is. Oh, Claire, Buckfast is stuff that is renowned in Northern Ireland and Scotland. It's our champagne. It's not champagne at all. It's absolutely rotten stuff. But it's drank here like it's some sort of vintage drink. Everybody pretty much drinks it. It's probably considered a drink for people who are like Australian bogans. You know what I mean? Like, we would call people like, not like a bogan, we don't have bogans in the UK, kind of like chavs. It's brewed by Benedictine monks in Devon, and an abbey, Buckfast Abbey. You can actually do tours of it. It is an acquired taste. It's brown liquid. It's 15% proof, but we drink it out of a bottle. That's the classy way that you drink this stuff. But thanks very much for mentioning Buckfast. I did actually mention Buckfast myself on a Scottish stereotype video I done. I done a little a piss take of a Scottish stereotype video, and I had a lot of fun with that. And I mentioned Buckfast, so it is something that you drink as a like, I shouldn't be saying that, but in Scotland, I don't know what it's like in Australia, but we're drinking like from like 12, 13, 14 in Scotland, and maybe smoking stuff you probably shouldn't be smoking, and I don't endorse that, by the way. I'm just saying that's what it's kind of like, for anybody that's young that's watching. Chief Rocker, mate, thanks very much. Thank you very much. Just popped up there. Thanks very much for the donation. Really, really appreciate that, mate. Really generous of you. Thank you. Boris Johnson could qualify as a cashed up bogan. He's got the hair for it. I've kind of got the hair for it. I quite like the bogans, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not one of the people that will go, oh, look at the state of the bogan. No, me. I think I would sit well with bogans, man, having a barbecue and a beer with them. You know, they're probably not everybody's taste, but they're good, genuine, normal people. My sort of people. Just normal fellas, you know, with crazy hairdos and funny accents. All good. It's all good, brother. But Boris Johnson is kind of a cashed up. He is rich. He is rich. He's not Donald Trump rich in America, but he's rich. He comes from a rich family. Foster's is kind of like it's a lager, isn't it? I always find it to be kind of like Carlton in the UK. I don't know if you get Carlton sold in Australia. I'm sure you can get it. Kind of piss water. It's not as nice. I like that. Was it 4X's? It wasn't too bad. We don't get the Victorian bitter that you talk about or Carlton draft here, but I do drink a lot of Australian wine. I like Australian wine because it's stronger. It's got a higher percentage. So yeah, it's here. All right. Okay. Oh, it's very short, Claire, the mullet. That is, Claire, I thought you would probably have known, but you obviously haven't really seen it. Just to mention, there's a lot of AFLs. In actual fact, it's a growing trend in the AFL. Unless you're an Essendon Bombers supporter, Conor McKenna's now going with the sort of theme there of the blonde Gary Barlow, take that, relight my fire haircut, spiked up blonde hair. It's as camp as Christmas, but the mullet is very, very AFL. The AFL's got a lot of mullets. You Australian people might just be overlooking it, but for me, never seen a mullet ever here. I see the mullet and I go, do you know what? I'm going to try and use the AFL theme mullet to help get some sponsorships and put it into getting our channel to Australia. So it's a sponsored mullet, really. That's what it is. Sponsor a silly haircut. It is short, like you mentioned. My wife actually cut it, but I think I need to get it cut in a little bit shorter again to show the length at the back. That's the longest I've ever had my hair at the back in my life. Hi, Mum. My mum's over here. She's from come over from England. You want to say hello on the live stream? It's my live stream. Mostly Australians talking. You've got your makeup on, so you're alright. You look fine anyway. This is
Hi everyone.
The grandmother Dawn, Granny Dawn.
Hi everyone.
That's my mum. She's over from England. She's from Scotland, but she lives in England now. So you get your messages up there. A lot of these people that you're seeing the names of
James.
are very. That's Leanne. They've got.
Hi Leanne.
These are very big supporters of the channel. They're always on the channel all the time. So talking to them through other social media sites as well. I've just done my review of the weekend. There was a couple of people actually.
Good day, Mark.
Good day. So we've got loads of different teams here from the AFL they support, so we get quite a wide variety of the different teams, not just one team. So I thought, imagine Granny Dawn.
Hi Evan. Hello from Granny.
Claire's husband has the best mullet. He's got a mullet, so she was saying my mullet's short, but it is grown slightly. You didn't want me to get it, did you?
No, I voted no.
I did a little vote in a personal poll on social media, and my mum said no, do not get a mullet. I think they were cool here in the 80s.
Aye, the 80s.
But the 80s or the 70s for all the music scene.
Yeah.
Dad had one.
Yeah, we had. Yeah, it was quite long.
Was it? Aye. Was it curly? He had it curly.
He had it shaved at the side and then long.
Aye. So I don't know how long I'll get it, but people are sponsoring me. When the donations come through, I consider that a sponsor of the mullet anyway. There's people donated to the live stream just now as well, so I was just thanking them there just before you came in. A couple of people, Dylan and Chief Rocker. I'm not sure of your name, Chief Rocker. It's just your name's like a nickname. Buses in front, party at the back. It used to be, did it not used to be business? Or I think you've meant to write business, Trent. So, as I said, they're all supporting different teams there. I done all my review of all the teams, picked out my best players. This is just telling my mum how this kind of works. I'm doing this every Sunday now. I'm doing the live review of the weekend's games. I go through all the teams' score lines, players that I've liked, form that teams are in, and then we'll go into next week and I'll do my predictions on a Thursday. But this is the live stream. I've talked about the merchandise that I was working on doing. My mum's been here as well, and that's why I never did the reactions videos. But I've been working quite hard to try and get the merchandise as good quality and nice looking as possible. I know it pops up sometimes and then it goes away, it just flashes. So, Karen the Power, that's Power, Port Adelaide supporter. Glenn Archer's career best moments. I did a little bit on Glenn Archer actually. The ultimate one team man, wasn't he? He just bled North Melbourne. Took his new Australian lager. Have you ever had Australian beers? Apart from Foster's. They didn't like Foster's and they don't actually like, I think they're embarrassed.
No, I haven't actually.
Are Australian people embarrassed about Foster's lager? Because, I didn't drink Foster's. It's like no, don't associate us with this drink. But it's not something I really like. I can drink, I've had it loads of times, but it's not something I really drink. The 4X's. The 4X's beer. Is it I can't remember the name of it. Castleman 4X's. You drink Australian wine. You have the yellowtail. McGuigan's.
I like the yellowtail. Pinot Grigio.
You should actually know quite a bit about the wings though. Which one? Casa, eh? Can, that means come on the Crows, come on the Eagles, so they're saying their teams they like. So pretty much wines is what I would be drinking, Australian stuff. When we come over, we'll be drinking quite a bit. Oh, it's crap too. That's what we don't get, your Victorian bitter or your what's it called? I said it earlier on there and I forgot. Can't remember the other one, but we don't get those ones here. But Carlton Draft, so I can't get to try it. I know there's ones that that have been mentioned as well. We don't actually get it available to us, so I'm sure there is places that will sell it. They'll have it in like Beers of the World and all that. Yeah, they have Hand Super Dry Coppers Pale Ale. I like a pale ale. I don't drink lagers. I drink ales and kind of bitters and stuff. So that's nearly the end of the live stream. Thanks very much to my mother, the grandmother of Dawn's. I will be drinking them all when we visit. Can't wait for that as well. So thanks very much for everyone that joined the live stream, and our special guest. And she never knew she was joining, and neither did I.
I didn't know you were on.
She poked her head in and says, "Come on ahead in." So it was nice for you to get to meet my mother. There's rows going on upstairs. I was just wondering what that was. Thanks again for everyone who's joined the live stream. To Chief Rocket and Dylan for donating. Always greatly appreciated. For everyone who always pops up in all my live streams and through social media and talks to me, thanks very much. And if you're interested in the merchandise, do check out our links below for the social media, and you can talk to me, private message me on what you might like or style you want it in, whatever, and we can work with you. And that's it. Thanks very much again. We'll see you all soon. Have a good day, and hopefully I'm off next week, so hopefully your working week is good to you. So have fun, everyone. See you later. Bye. Goodbye. Thanks very much.